This is the Midnight Radio Show.
Hello, welcome to the Midnight Radio Show. This is Papua New Guinea Pete. Let's go around the table, introduce ourselves.
Oi, I'm first. This is Australia Johnny.
Introducing the accent, I like that.
I'm going to put another shrimp on the barbie.
To my right, who I got?
Oh, am I the right?
Yes.
Denmark Drew here.
Denmark Drew. We have a very special Midnight Radio Show guest this evening. Why don't you introduce yourself, young lady?
I don't have a cool name.
You can be clever. You see, she's already up to
Tijuana, Terra.
See, exactly.
You can go to a city. It's not a country. We're doing the country thing.
Okay, all right. Well, don't feed it to me, all right? I don't want this pity
Tijuana,
stuff.
Tara.
All right, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm Tara, so how about that?
All right. Well,
how you doing tonight, Pete?
I'm good, John. I'm glad to be here. It's been a good week.
Can I ask everybody else? How was your week, Canadian Redhead? Visual for a podcast.
Yeah, that's good. Leader of the mind.
Introduce me. Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, a lot of work, a lot of writing, a lot of sleeping and eating my feelings, as per usual.
That's good.
That's a good week.
Are you the original Lonely Girl? Are you like Lonely Girl 1?
Los Lonely Girl?
I think I'm more like Lost Girl more than I'm Lonely.
You just took the original screen name for all of them, and then you were the one, and then they all had to be like 64 or whatever.
I'm what they base it on.
Cool. I hope everyone checked out the Facebook page if you're listening to this. We have the face tattoo sketch, one of my personal favorites.
Fantastic acting job.
I don't know. Oh, thank you. Denmark Drew was rather good as well. I just got to say, it was wow.
You stop.
Wow. I don't know. How hard do you think it would be to actually land a job if you had a face tattoo?
How hard would it be?
Yes.
I mean, I'm
Depends
sure
on
you can find one.
Depends on the job. I mean, I suppose we'll find out.
Maybe a barista of some kind.
Okay.
You know?
No, but I suppose, but you'd be like a barista behind a curtain somewhere. They'd be like, Spanky, go make the coffee.
A Wizard
sort
of Oz barista.
Yeah,
if you will.
exactly. Yeah. But then the big face they projected would not have a tattoo either.
That's true.
It's, an illusion.
I have a question for you, Pete. Since you are a face tattoo guy.
Yes.
If you were, I'm going to ask each one of you, if you guys were to get face tattoos, what would they be?
Oh, wow.
I think we all saw it.
That would be it?
That's a real tattoo. I put makeup over it for my day-to-day life.
Beautiful.
No, I think I would get like the teardrop is so common, but I'd still get a teardrop, but it'd be like the size of my entire cheek and like a big cartoony teardrop.
Yeah, but you haven't murdered anybody.
That is.
You don't know. You don't know.
I think it's for also if you lost someone, like if someone you love was murdered, isn't that also part of it?
How many people did you murder if you have a big teardrop, Pete?
How many people have I lost? Maybe I lost someone and then found them again and then killed them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
You deserve like 5 for that point.
That's just why the one giant one started.
No. I think the empty teardrop means you lost someone, and the full one means you fucking
means
killed
you
someone.
killed them.
Oh, you
right.
own it.
So
It's filled.
about-
Yeah, it's filled.
It's
All right,
filled.
Drew.
So
Oh.
then you get colored.
What kind of face tattoo would you have, Drew?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe like just
Big dick on your face.
balls across my forehead or something. Like
All
the
right.
word balls, not like.
I think you should get your beard tattooed
That's like
underneath your beard.
That way I could just shave it and just not have.
Exactly.
I still like how you're bringing it back to the Zach Braff thing from last week.
I'm
the
tying
balls
it-
across
I'm
the
tying
forehead.
stuff in left and right.
Yeah, that's really
You know?
good. Tying knots, man.
Tying
You're
knots
a
are
manly
good.
man. Go with your hands. Know how to tie like 4 types of knots.
They call me the piano man.
I can do bunny. I can do bunny ears. That's it.
Saddest song.
Tijuana Terra.
Yeah.
What type of face tattoo would you get? You don't see many ladies with face tattoos. Just gonna say that. It's more
A couple, but it's mostly stars. I find like around the eyes. I see
Right.
a lot of that. It's girly stuff. Just
classy.
because if it's gonna be on your face,
really cool girl.
I would
stuff.
probably just put the word book like on one cheek.
Just book.
Yeah, because it was Facebook.
Oh, clever.
And the dad jokes begin.
Hell yeah.
Well, you know what it is? It's a lot of behind the ear and below the
Yeah.
background.
Right.
Is that technically face though? You know.
Well, no.
I've seen
I'm
people
just saying. It's,
completely tatted, and then like for some reason the face is the cutoff. where
Do
it's
we
just
have to
stuff.
like set parameters for a human
No.
face now? To,
I think it's anything past the
The
ears
gills?
and
I'm pretty sure
forward.
it's defined by science, like, what your face is. Like your neck is not your face.
not tattoo wise though.
yeah, you know what?
Oh, it's a different realm.
I'd probably get like a giant cobra, like cobras on each cheek.
Oh, then
like
it could
a
be Johnny
hardcore-
Cobra or Cobra
Johnny
Johnny.
Cobra.
Cobra Johnny.
A great
like
radio
I'm
personality.
Cobra Johnny from Australia.
Johnny
I'm gonna
Cobra.
I'm gonna strike at you.
It almost sounds like a B-list like G.I. Joe villain.
It really does. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll get you, Cobra Johnny.
Oh my god.
So you guys all saw the lovely PSAs we released this week. Or I hope you did. I just want to shout the question out for the comment page. If you have a PSA you'd like us to, or just some subject matter you'd like us to do a PSA about, go ahead and comment. Go ahead. Do it. We'll make a PSA about it. You can leave it open-ended. If you want to throw your agenda in there, do it.
Nothing with dicks.
or something with this.
Something with chicks. I'm like, let's not.
Parameter?
Yeah, let's not.
Much like the face tattoo.
No. Like, it's like, do we want a PSA about
Not with
certain things we can't talk? We've decided to omit from the podcast.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, anything wildly inappropriate, please, don't.
Don't send us.
Well, I mean, no, send it
or
anyways.
do.
We just might not do
Send it.
it.
We won't use it.
Maybe send a private message, and
Yeah.
then we can stew over it. But don't.
What do you have? Yeah, what do you have to
If you
lose?
got some messed up stuff rattling around your head, let's not scare the general public, kids.
Yeah.
We can handle the dark stuff. Just keep it private. That's
We're
all.
Public
all ages.
service announcement. So.
Exactly.
Right.
For the public, not a private service announcement,
Exactly.
which is a move I do.
Well, maybe we'll make private ones for you. You never know. We might like your idea and just send you a private message. Little PSA
luckily
for you.
we have messaging for the website, air quotes, in quotes, website
for the Facebook.
for the Facebook. So we have
Facebook's a
messaging.
website,
We can-
so it's kind of like a website.
Yeah, but it's not like email from a website.
That's
the
true.
thing. It's not like, oh, hey, look, email us at info@midnighttreehouse.com. That doesn't exist. Please do not email us there. I don't know who you're going to send to.
Help desk at midnighttreehouse.com.
Yeah.
Yeah?
No.
That's all you got? All right.
Sorry, no, my headphones out in one ear.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've been
I'm
trying
sorry.
to
I'm new
tell
here.
you.
I'm new. I'm excited to be a part of this whole
First
thing.
and last.
I have no idea. No, because it was on before. I wasn't sure if it was.
That's strike one. We're keeping tally. That's strike one.
Yeah.
I have a big...
Tijuana
can't see his
Tara.
arm. I
I'll
got
do
a
it
big
for you. I have a
marker
pen.
board.
I came prepared, so I have a pen and paper here.
Is
So
being
Tara,
Canadian strike two?
-1.
It's like a half a strike.
Can
but
you not? I mean, look. I couldn't help it. Like my mom happened to be in Canada when she birthed me.
She's a
Like,
wonderful
Well,
woman.
you know what? I'd like to
yeah.
think
Drew has
that
a thing for my mom, so let's put that out there, please.
I'd like
I
to
never said that. I just said she's a fantastic woman. I'm sorry.
I'd like to think that chocolate doesn't make you fat, but obviously that's not the
Well,
case.
what is that? What is that in conjunction with Canada, though? Canada
everything.
doesn't make you have free healthcare. Yeah.
Oh, that's true too.
I think that's a downside. I'm just going to go ahead and say it.
What,
don't-
free
I
healthcare
know.
is the
Okay,
downside?
we've
I'm
talked
about to
about
lose
this
it.
before.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
He's weird about that. I just feel like an attempt to try is good. Would you agree with that?
Fine. Yeah.
That was my only argument.
The old college try
We've
for
gotten
anything.
into fights.
Over
Fist fights?
healthcare.
We've
'cause
had
we're
rows
really
over
exciting
healthcare.
people.
It's true.
Really? You two, how old are you?
25.
How old are you?
25.
You guys are two.
But in
25-year-old
America. All right.
No.
It's a different year system over there.
Shut up.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
There's an exchange rate. All right.
You two are two 25-year-old people, and the most exciting thing you can talk about right now is healthcare. That goes to show that we don't give a fuck anymore. It's just like we can talk about sex and drugs and going and getting shit faced, but it's like no, we're gonna have a few drinks
No.
and talk about
No.
Canadian
When you
healthcare.
talk about sex and drugs and
Yeah.
stuff, it's fun and easy going. But then
Yeah.
it's just like, but now we're going to get really deep.
Yeah.
Did you know that, like, Bush having guys guard poppy fields? What's that? Sort of thing.
I can't argue with that. I'm pretty sure it's true.
Can you say get in my van?
Yeah.
Get in my van.
That's
Much like the face tattoo thing earlier, that's my real talking voice. This is my friendly public radio voice. But seriously, send us your PSA requests. So I'm going to post all of you. I know you guys are excited about it. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we are going to discuss. There are a lot of television shows. Television, it's a thing. I want to know your take on it. It used to be all right. Now it's pretty awesome. We'll be right back at Midnight Radio Show. I'll explain more. Don't go away. Hi, kids. This is Pete from the Midnight Radio Show. It's morphin' time, but only if you choose it to be. What if I told you a simple like on Facebook could bring back the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, revamped with the voice of the original Lord Zed, Robert Axelrod? You'd be pretty interested, I'd think. So let's assemble this Megazord, okay? If you go to MMPR on Facebook and simply like the page or check out mmprfilm.com, you could bring the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers back into your life, revamped for the modern era. Let's make a difference and make it morphin' time.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Midnight Radio Show. That's what we're still called after 3 weeks. Yeah. Woo!
Congratulations, guys.
Well done. Well done.
Sounds good.
We like we said earlier, we released Face Tattoo Guy. 100 views.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, this is not the start of the show.
Triple digits.
No, but
getting
what
there.
we were talking about in the last segment is we wanted to talk about TV and where TV's going, and I think Pete's big question was if you wanted to see a TV show remade into like a darker kind of thing,
Yeah,
like
or not
Game of-
necessarily darker,
Or
but
just-
like just the quality.
Redone.
Different.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
like
redone.
All of a sudden, we become like England. All of a sudden, like television has a lot of investment and is really well done. All of a sudden,
And we only have 6
yeah.
episodes.
How dare they?
right? How dare who?
Who are you
Producers.
accusing? Oh, okay.
Making better quality.
But yeah, I would like to see. Basically, the question I wanted to pose to all of you was, what type of show from the past, 90s, 80s, what have you, would you like to see redone as a contemporary show?
You know me. I'm like the miser here on the podcast. I hate a lot
Everything?
of things. I don't hate everything. Shut
Or
up. You're just angry because I hate Independence Day.
And Star Wars.
I don't hate Star
We'll
Wars.
talk about that later.
Shut up! Shut up, Drew!
On the next episode of
Wow.
I don't hate Star Wars!
You openly said May the 4th be with you is not a good holiday.
Shut up, Drew!
We'll talk about that later.
I've never heard that before. That's good.
Oh,
May
my
the 4th
God.
be with you, really?
Okay.
And then it goes
Anyway,
right to
so
Cinco de Mayo.
You know what it is? I think TV is like a dying concept, so I don't think... I think we're going to have things like Netflix, like House of Cards or
Yeah.
Arrested Development coming back.
It's all going online.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't... It's hard to, like... Because it's like the thing, we talk about 90s stuff, and we talk about a lot of early 90s stuff. It's like, how much do we have to talk about? Because when you're first watching things like that, like Power Rangers or... SpongeBob or Angry Beavers. It's like that shit's cool to you because it's like you're seeing that kind of stuff for the first time, or like Double Dare for people like
Oh,
us.
God bless me.
And Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's like
Yeah.
I can go back and say I enjoyed it as a show, but if I watched it today, I'd be like, well, it's kind of like shitty,
You would watch Double Dare and say that's kind of shitty?
Well,
Well, the quality. Like, it's just a
the
different
quality
context.
It's aged. It doesn't hold up because you're watching it and you're discovering it for the first time. It's like when you first found out about boobs. You're like, yeah,
Boobs don't still hold up, John?
Wait, guys, wait. What are boobs?
Seriously.
I can
Oh,
show
hold on,
you.
I'm going to make a noise here. The table was about to fall.
Oh, I thought you were going to make a noise. Like,
No,
everyone
hold
up.
No, but I'm just saying that it's
Badass
like
noise
things
I'm gonna
don't
make.
age well, and when you're discovering things for the first time, it's like when you're married. It's like you see your wife's boobs for the first time, and
Versus-
then like 30 years later, you're like, well, they're boobs and they're still great, but they're the same boobs.
Well, it's more like it's the context in which you see them too. Like when you're a kid, things like that is like they're exciting. It's an adventure, and it's something that you can forgive all kinds of mistakes in that context.
Yeah.
But when you're older, you look back, you're like, okay, well, like, look, that was a shitty set. Or
Regardless,
Yeah.
I mean, one thing to remember, though, like in the 1990s, like TV shows were shot on film. You know what I mean? It's
That
and
too,
then
that too.
in the 2000s, that sort of shifted. So what I want to see is what would you like to see totally redone? And I understand there's like a different thematic element.
Yeah.
now
Like how you hold it dear, but like
definitely
who says if you don't hold it dear, you wouldn't hold a show dear now?
Yeah.
Or in a different regard, like maybe we'd want to see something remake. That's why they remake
Yeah.
movies to capitalize
Yeah,
on
but
that.
most remakes
It's
end
the
up,
moodiness,
to be
maybe.
shitty. I mean, look at Total Recall or.
My favorite movie.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
no,
amazing.
I'm saying, did you see the new one?
No.
I saw it, but
I
it's
was being
awful. The
facetious.
first one is
Fucking
amazing.
awful.
Now, did you love the
Quado.
first one?
The first one's really great.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you at the party, Richter.
No, the first one's really great. But, to stay on topic, it's like, what TV show would I like to really, really see?
Yeah.
Oh. What TV?
We're waiting.
I know. I'm kind of at a loss of words. I'd like to see, like, a really dark... Because the Ninja Turtles, they were originally a really
Yeah.
dark comic book where
Right.
it's like they all wore the same headbands, and they, like, murdered the shit out of people.
Right. Was there still like Shredder and stuff and Krang? And
Well, it was the Foot Clan and stuff, and I think it was just Shredder. But
In
it
the
was
comic
it was
books, you mean?
Yeah. I think it was a lot darker. It was a lot darker though. Like they fucking killed people.
did they still like pizza?
That I don't know. Hold on one second. Answer your question. I'm gonna do some stuff.
Okay.
All right, I
That's
can't
not
wait.
creepy.
All right.
I'm gonna watch him do stuff.
Denmark Drew. What would you like to see redone?
I was thinking long and hard about this. And,
Okay.
I know you-
television show that came to my mind. It was just like one of the best, worst TV shows ever that I used to watch when I was a kid. It's called, I don't know if you remember, it's called Renegade.
I don't. I'm not
Renegade?
familiar
I
with
don't,
Renegade.
actually.
It's a terrible show that's awesome.
Okay.
With Lorenzo Lamas.
No way.
And he plays a police officer whose wife is murdered. And he is framed for her murder.
So is he on the land?
So he's on the run, and he becomes a bounty hunter. He starts working for these guys, but it kind of sucks. It's Lorenzo Lamas and some other guy. But I think if they like redid it and actually like cast awesome people and like better storylines and better acting, and
So everything
everything
redone.
basically redone.
Basically
I think it
not
would be
the same thing, but maybe the same title because that's a kick-ass title.
So it would have the show initially was supposed to be very serious, and it was. You said it wasn't well.
I mean, it
executed.
wasn't. I'm sure if I watched it now, it would not hold up at all. But when I was a kid, I was like, "Oh, this is great!" You know, he's avenging his dead wife, and
Right.
he's in jail, and Crazy
hardcore.
stuff. Yeah.
So this would have like a lot more sex scenes.
A lot
and-
more sex scenes, better acting.
With who?
Better acting is
His
the main
wife
thing.
is murdered.
Yeah, but he's like a badass bounty
Well, there's
hunter.
a hot bounty hunter that he works with. This blonde chick who's, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, but does anybody remember like Blue Liaisons or Blue Velvet?
Blue Velvet kind of rings a bell.
It was like no, not Blue Velvet.
Maybe I'm thinking Black Velvet. Like
No,
the
that
song.
Blue Velvet wasn't Blue Velvet.
It's also like nightclub names or something.
Wasn't Blue Velvet?
Like really run down nightclub.
What's the fucking face?
Like half the letters are missing in the sign.
Who directed
It's like
Twin Peaks?
Blue Velvet.
David Byrne?
Twin Peaks? No, isn't it? Something
No.
with an F.
Regardless.
David something or Dan?
Also,
Regardless, point you were making. Blue Velvet. Do we remember it?
Pete's not patient.
Blue Velvet was done by David Lynch.
that's what I meant.
David Lynch.
David.
No, I'm thinking there was like a show in the '90s because you talk about the sexy, and it's like I remember this one scene. It was like Blue Liaisons or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a girl in like lingerie, and it's like when you're first getting exposed to that stuff, I was like, ooh, sexy.
Yeah.
NYPD
Sexiness.
Blue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you guys feel sad that your like threshold of sexiness was defined by the 90s? Like just like lip liner and like
Terribly
crazy
unsexy things.
teased hair and like
I don't know.
yeah.
I might have had like a sexually abusive mom, so it was like, kind of,
Also,
from the 70s too.
Right,
You don't know.
yeah.
You
Also,
don't know.
the-
I'm saying you don't know. It's possible.
to pull it back before we get too far away from it, Shredder was in the original Ninja Turtles comics.
Okay.
I know we go from
That
like
being
sexy
said-
stuff to like
Right.
the Shredder.
The Shredder.
No, but he was in it, and it was like a much more violent, dark
Yeah.
series where it was like
Ninja
So
Turtles,
you'd like
they
to
had
see
a
a
dark
throwback to that.
I like to see like a Game of Thrones style where it's like dark and gritty, like noir, New York.
Yeah.
Awesome Casey Jones.
Yeah, where he's murdering people.
Yeah,
and
who's
it's
the
like,
man?
they don't
almost like
give
a Christopher
fuck.
Nolan version of Ninja Turtles. Would be awesome.
There actually is a web series or one episode of Casey Jones.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and
That's like a spin-off?
yeah, sort of. It was just an independently made thing. I think they were kind of shopping it out. It was pretty well done though. It's pretty cool. I think there's a actual URL like just to raise money for it and where you can watch
It's like
it.
an Indiegogo type thing?
Sort of.
CaseyJones.com.
I think it might. It's
Don't
like
go
the Casey
there.
Jones project, but cool character.
It's fantastic action figure.
So you said Renegade. What did you say, Pete?
I didn't say anything yet because I want to see what Tijuana Terra says here on the Midnight Radio Show.
That's my thing now. Tijuana Terra. Yeah, I was thinking about this. I just remember, like, from my childhood, was TGIF. Like
Okay.
that whole
yes.
like section,
My
that
Angel.
whole block of like stuff
I went
on
with the
Friday
really
nights
obscure one. Okay.
at the end of the at the end of the week. I just remember like I think Boy Meets World would be really awesome as like girls, just like really
they're
depressing. Yeah, it would be like Topanga. I know they're redoing it too.
Yeah. Girl
where
Meets
they're,
World.
where they're
Yeah.
but
Oh, you
that
mean
or
like making it like girls, though?
yeah, yeah, like Girls, the show. Girls just have it really gritty and sad, and everyone's lonely and crying while they bang and like
Right.
stuff like
What?
that.
That's a good idea.
That's like
Who's sad when they bang?
apparently
Girls.
everyone in Girls.
Yeah.
But either that or Sabrina the Teenage Witch is like True Blood. Just have like
Oh, okay.
That'd be pretty cool.
just have like the ants like I don't know
Boobs.
casting spells and like banging each other and like
Talking
yeah
animals.
like
There's
crazy
some-
shit
who's-
and like
wait, who's
Sabrina.
banging who?
I don't know. Everyone bangs everyone in True Blood, so I just figured that wouldn't be what would happen.
Is that becoming like too much of a thing where there are shows? It's like everyone's banging everybody, and
Well,
it just kind of
absolutely.
creates a
It's all
plot line.
gratuitous. I mean,
Because
yeah.
that's all everyone's really doing.
really
at the
thinking
end.
about.
Not. Well, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Not John.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Josh
We're
is
working
nice.
on
I'm
this. It's just the
sorry.
attitude. It's just the attitude.
What attitude? I went to a party with you last Friday. It was good attitude.
Yeah, but you're like talking about how you're not banging all the time. That's going to throw a wrench in the old banging wheels.
it's like, hey, I haven't banged in 3 months. Want to bang?
No,
Something that
it's
girls
true.
love
honestly,
more.
confidence will get you a long way.
I
believe
think
me.
I'm confident.
And I think you'd
Yeah,
be.
you are.
And I think you'd be a good character on
For a guy
the
with
girls'
boobs.
version.
On a
of Boy
girls'
Meets
version
World.
of, like,
what would the show
guys.
be called? It would just be called Boy Meets World, like the remake.
Maybe just like really cheesy. Boy meets, and you just like never
Boy
end.
Meets, just Boy
yeah,
Meets.
just Boy Meets.
That works. I like that.
But some people might confuse it with MEAT,
I can see
and
that.
then it'll
That's
get
I was
really
already
weird.
thinking that, yeah. Whoopsies.
But yeah,
That'd be cool.
or just like boy, like
Yeah, like Sean's drug addiction problem is like much more
Yeah, it's,
gritty
like, really
and
gritty
visceral.
and,
You
like,
see like a lot more
yeah.
tourniquets on his arm and stuff.
What?
You know what I mean? I think.
yeah.
Yeah, he knocks up
Topanga gets like anorexic
yeah.
or something, and like all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
No, thanks. That was just
We,
I'm telling
was
everyone to
thinking of.
steal third here, and it got really confused. I'm doing like.
I'm going to steal
baseball
third tonight.
hell
I
yeah.
was just checking with Ryan.
Well,
Banging
don't
reference.
steal it. Steal it is not good.
Well, see, you brought us into the conversation we didn't want to talk about, and you're like, "Don't steal it, John," because that's
Stealing.
That's
Theft is wrong.
A lot of thievery going on. Speaking of thievery of the show, I'd like to see. One thing that I would like to see redone that was kind of a cult classic, and I know we already said Game of Thrones, but I would like to see Xenia Warrior Princess redone as like a Game of
You've been
Thrones.
going on.
Well, just because
Yeah.
it had that kind of comic sensibility in it.
It
and
did,
I
yeah.
would like to see that kind of dismissed, where it's like this badass Amazonian chick, literally just like walking through the wilderness, slaying giants, killing all the like the weird kind of gritty moments where she has to like finish a guy off because she like
Yeah.
you know
In what way?
mortally wounded.
She's an excellent actress.
We're supposed. We missed.
John, relax. You know, this is why
John.
you're not getting any.
John,
You
that-
laughed
that
too
was
hard
not
at
that
sexy
funny.
stuff.
That was
Yeah.
really funny.
That was not that funny.
That was funny to me.
The appropriate response to that is us all in tandem putting our hands on our hips, rolling our eyes, and going, "True."
Yeah, exactly.
Denmark, true.
that was funny to me.
I was actually curious.
But you're like shoot me down. You're like,
What are you
oh
talking
look,
about?
you overlap. It's
God,
like that's
you were-
not how you get any.
It was just a very surface level jab.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, if you're laughing,
He
laughing,
implied that maybe instead of, oh my
Yeah.
God,
Tara,
she has to
I'm
finish off a
emotionally
guy.
scarred.
I know, but I'm just like the fact that you're laughing at the implication that a sexual favor is being done is like maybe you're just giggling every time a girl makes a move on you.
Yeah,
No,
Dude,
I
that's
was
what
joking,
she said
though.
jokes like just slay you.
No,
do you
I
like
don't know.
do you like record them and like
I
write them
say
on your
them all
walls?
the time.
You say them all the
say
time. I don't
all
cackle
the
like
time.
that.
No, they're not good.
So, anyways,
but I love them.
you have a boner for Lucy Lawless? This is like the
I
second week
did
we've
She's
talked.
amazing.
until Spartacus when Actions Are
Oh,
Naked.
she's
know
on
what?
Spartacus?
Oh yeah, she's
but-
Domina.
She's also in Battle
Battlestar Galactica.
She's in Spartacus, and she's also in Battlestar
Battlestar
Galactica.
Galactica would
She
be
was
like a good
amazing in
merger,
that one.
actually.
She's also in a show called Top of the Lake. I sound obsessed with her, don't I? But it's an amazing show too. No, she's
No,
a
she's
great
beautiful.
actress.
She's a good actress.
I
She
really
got
like
naked?
her.
Yeah, in Spartacus,
what
everyone's
matters?
getting naked.
Really?
If you've never watched Spartacus, like the whole thing, it's literally just like
Naked,
testosterone.
naked.
The show, it's just
Yeah.
like boobs and violence and like 300 style, like
Like
kind of
every,
effects.
it's like every show really right now. Honestly.
right.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see Xenia redone as that as well.
Isn't it Xena?
It's Xena, not
It's
Xenia.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of Goldeneye, as I do every day.
Xenia.
It was no, but even then, it was Xena on a top.
Xenia.
but they said
It was Xenia.
They said
It was
Xenia.
Xenia. I haven't watched Golden.
I'm sure you'll stay on
But
top
her
of things.
relationship-
Did you laugh really hard at that when Moneypenny was like, I'm sure you'll stay on a top of things? Were you like, oh, it's a sex?
No. See, when Drew says things, it's just
Oh,
like
it's just the
Dude,
tonality.
he does
It's
have
like-
a
it's like
delivery.
that quick. It's like that quick.
It's that
and
classic Finnish quality.
Yeah.
From Villain now.
I finished.
Them American
Finish.
Villain are the
No,
same
but see,
thing.
come on, I haven't cackled like that ever.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that
I
was
know.
a real like.
I got a little
like you
worried.
leaned back and you
Guys,
guffawed.
guys.
You
Guffawed.
guffawed.
You guys are acting like I'm not.
Not to-
hilarious.
I'm sorry.
Not to say you're not funny.
We're like, no, this is not possible, you guys. There must be an
But
alternate
come on,
reason.
Drew and I have a connection.
I know, I see it.
And a
I'm in
non-sexual-
between.
Tara and I have a connection, but then we
Yeah.
all have a connection on top of each other. Welcome to the Layer Cake.
Yeah.
We all
really
watched
awful.
Layer Cake. It's a great film. We're going to talk about it when we come back from this break. Stay tuned. This is Midnight Radio Show. Feel like you're alone? Do you ever feel like no one really understands you? You're just wondering what keeps you going. Well, I've got a crazy idea. Scroll to the top of our Facebook page and like Midnight Treehouse Productions. Will it help your loneliness? No. But you should do it. Hello and welcome back to the Midnight Radio Show. We just had a nice little discussion about television and the way we like it.
And I've laughed too much and can't get women. Now I'm angry tonight.
See, there's the thing.
It's
You
true.
keep
I'm
harping
angry.
on it. You keep
Yeah,
bringing it back.
you gotta relax,
Because
man.
now I'm angry.
Well,
You
why?
say, oh, why are you
Why are you so
angry?
angry?
You guys are like, oh, you laugh.
We're teasing you.
I know.
You know?
I was teased.
Like friends.
Don't be too sensitive. See, we're coddling you, know, and now you're in
Yeah.
the friend zone.
Stop.
Just like that.
See? You didn't make the move fast
Gotta be a
enough on us.
man.
Stop having feelings, John.
Seriously?
Stop it right now.
What was I planning
Just
on
be
banging
empty
in
and
here?
start banging everyone. That'll work.
No.
See, that's
Works
the thing.
on
The
me.
approach has to be you walk into everyone and be like, I'm trying to fuck everyone in this room.
Yeah.
That's just like how...
Yeah. You know, if you just embrace every sleazy part of yourself, it might really happen, like in a hardcore way.
See, I tried that last week, but I was too hipstered out. I was wearing plaid and I had wacky
Well, yeah, well,
hair.
approaching the mainstream crowd versus the non-mainstream crowd is
Yeah, it's a very different game.
It was my first time
It was.
approaching the
And maybe that's your crowd. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. That could be
You're
like your
chatting it
niche
up.
that you go into.
my niche. What am
Well,
I
you
gonna
know,
fall
you're
into a
easy to
butthole?
talk to.
I like how this is like the backdrop of the show. We're talking about movies and media.
And
But then
John's
it's also just
inability
like
to close the deal.
Or not even close the deal. Just like John's like views on his relationship.
I like it.
It all makes for good entertainment.
Good girl talk.
Where's Dr. Drew when you need him?
Hello.
He's on next week.
How are you? I'm here.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
talking
Drew
about-
is pretty good with advice, though.
Dr. Drew.
All the years I've known you.
I'm doing this all for entertainment. I don't have feelings, and I'm going to go cry my teardrops into a whiskey glass.
We're all
later tonight.
sociopaths. That's why we have a podcast.
All
I'm
right,
not.
I'm sorry. I
I
cut you off.
feel so much.
All right, so we all watched Layer Cake this week. Layer Cake was made in 2004. It is produced and directed by Michael Vaughn.
Yeah.
What?
It's Matthew Vaughn.
Is it Matthew? I don't really care. Anyway, it's an excellent film.
You should care.
No, it's M. Vaughn, you guys. Just
I
M.
got the
God.
last name. I got the last name.
Which is the important part.
Yeah, but
Which is also a first name.
It is.
be
Regardless, all right. It's a British film, crime thriller. Stars Daniel Craig, Sienna Miller, Cole Meany. What did you guys think of Layer Cake?
Well, I guess the first question is whose first time was it watching it?
That was my first time saying that.
Okay.
Kara, first time.
No, actually. I've seen that many
Okay,
times.
so let's get Mr.
Anything
Drew's
with
take
Daniel
on it
Craig.
for a first impression
Well,
on this film.
I have a disclaimer before we start talking about this.
Okay.
Spoilers, obviously.
Oh yeah, spoilers. But I always have trouble watching British films. I
The
don't.
accents.
I usually like them, but I can't. I can't follow the accents all the time. I'm always like trying to pay too much attention. I don't understand what's going on. But other than the fact that I couldn't follow some of the people, what they were saying, I thought it was a fantastic film.
Did you put the subtitles on? You could.
I did, but it was
Yeah,
in
it's-
Croatian
it's
or
fine.
something.
Wait,
No.
so the accents
Croatian.
actually...
The accents always take away from the movie for me. So
but
like
come
I
on.
haven't gotten through Green Street Hooligans because just like the accents bother me.
Yeah.
After a while.
But British accents make crime movies so much
Yeah,
better.
but
No,
if-
but
but
it's
if
You're still
different
Australian.
kind,
If
though.
it's too heavy
but
and I'm
it's-
like I got
Yeah.
to squint almost like I'm really struggling to listen to what's going.
I know what you mean,
Shut up,
like-
John.
Do you, if you squint,
This is me
does your
concentrating.
audio
You
go
can't
up?
see me right now. but
Squinted
I'm
his
squinting.
ears, okay?
This is my concentration face. You
No,
guys
but
can't see
I
me
know what
now.
you mean. Like the first time I saw it, I didn't because having seen it again, I kind of learned a lot more the second time around.
Right.
Only because but the first
you
time I
know the
remember
general what's going
Yeah,
on,
exactly.
pretty
But the
much.
first time I saw it, I definitely felt the same way.
But-
Just the plot is complex too.
It is, but even with the fact that I couldn't follow some of it, I thoroughly enjoyed the film. And the last like 2
Right.
minutes of that film were just fucking.
Amazing.
Great.
It was. I hadn't. Last time I felt like that was after The Departed, when everyone just started dropping like flies. And
Mm-hmm.
it was great. I enjoyed it.
You know, I've watched Layer Cake before, and I love it. I think it's for a crime movie. It's just that's all British crime movies. Like what's his Ritchie?
Guy Ritchie.
Guy
Guy
Ritchie.
Ritchie.
The first time I saw this movie, I actually thought it was a Guy Ritchie movie.
It does.
I just assumed it was a Guy Ritchie movie.
the
It does
same
reek of
aesthetic
Ritchie.
and-
Yes.
But
Alliteration.
those crime movies are so layered because they go through all the levels.
No pun intended.
Fuck you guys. But it's like those movies, those British movies are so layered because you have so many different groups trying to get in. So at least in Layer Cake, it's simplified to like 3. It's
Right.
limited to the Dukes group, Jimmy and
XXXXX.
no, it's Jimmy and XX. Well, not Jimmy and XXXX because he works for Jimmy, right?
Jimmy's his initial
His
employer,
initial
who he kind of
employer.
falls in with.
Yeah,
The guy-
yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy kind of calls the shots of the country club where they all meet up.
Yeah, and then, you
And then the
have,
guy who's I forget the character's name, but the daughter gets taken. But the guy who
Eddie.
basically extorts him on the
Eddie
skyscraper.
Temple.
on the
Yeah.
and he gives him
Dumbledore,
a club,
right?
club
Isn't he?
membership.
Is that Dumbledore?
Dumbledore, yeah. He
Okay.
gives him-
Voldemort.
And that's the thing. It's like you see the same thing in like Snatch, where it's like the Pikeys,
Yeah.
Jason Statham's group, the mob group, and then you have the other thieves, and then you have Vinnie Jones, who's just a cleaner, and then you have the guy from America who's trying to get the diamonds.
Right.
I
There's,
wonder
like-
if that's like, do you think that's typical of British crime films? Like they always have to have,
Like so many different kind of groups.
It's like this, it's like conflict on top of conflict on top of conflict.
Well, I think in those movies too, I think having like intricate plots like that, I think they make for better like heist movies or better
High
like
paced kind of.
yeah, because it keeps it interesting. Because if there's you can't have like 3 people fighting over something and make it like oh well, because it's
Right.
just like if you have multi-tiered groups, it can work.
I mean, I like that. I mean, I love everything about this movie. I
yeah.
I love the pacing of it. I love that we get to see an array of characters. I get to see them all change, interact, kill each other, which is actually very cool.
best part.
But there's also a lot of backstory with these characters. We get where they're coming from.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing with I'm very bad with names, but the black character's name,
Monty.
Morty,
Morty.
the one who wound up doing 10 years hard time just because he was black in the 70s and got caught with a body in the trunk.
Yeah.
And then he runs into the guy who fell asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
Fucked him over.
Yeah.
And that's like a random plot point. Like it doesn't have anything to do with
No,
the story,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's awesome.
It's
Like,
awesome.
A great little...
And then there are a lot of great just character moments. Like after he beats the hell out of this homeless guy, he literally just turns to him. He's like, "That was crazy. You're not going to see me for a while."
Yeah.
He just kind of runs
Yeah.
away. A lot of stylization. The opening sequence is really different.
That's a great
And it's cool that they can introduce all these sequences and still have a nice through line. It doesn't really take you out of it too much. It's just kind of like an amplification of a scene or the format or the tonality kind of the scene. Whereas something like an example of a movie where I feel like it's done poorly would be like Werner Herzog's Bad Lieutenant Protocol New Orleans. Has anyone seen this?
I haven't seen that.
Okay, but it's something maybe we could review later. But that's an example where it is kind of another pseudo crime thriller sort of scenario, and there are just trip out sort of sequences that make no sense and contribute nothing.
Werner Herzog
And I'm not
is like
saying
that,
that the layer cake trip out sequences necessarily contribute anything to the plot, but it makes it a better experience.
I think that's just the British thing too. It's just very stylized, and
Right.
it makes it visually interesting to look at.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or it's like I think it takes a little bit from. Actually, what's his face is not Tony Scott. Who directed? David Fincher. Is he British?
It sounds very British.
David Fincher, Fight Club.
Right, right.
House of Cards too.
Well, there are a lot of.
Oh, he did House of Cards.
He did a lot.
There are a lot of
Yeah, he did,
incredible
actually,
artistic types in cinema, and then I find out they're British later. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing. And then it's
That
like,
makes
oh,
sense.
of course they're British. All right.
Did you catch the Dante's Inferno reference in there?
No, where
When
was
they were
that?
walking.
Yeah, the door opens
door's
and it's like
open.
fake books, and there was I noticed that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
David Fincher was born in Denver.
Okay, never
Guess
mind.
not.
But I have a
Good,
question
we got
for
one.
yous.
Or you guys got
For
one.
yous.
For yous guys.
For yous guys, I got a question.
Lay it on
In a crime movie like that, like you see Snatch and Lock, Stock. I know I keep saying Snatch.
Heyo.
No, but in Snatch, there's not like a female character, like a love interest. Do you think that? I mean, I've watched Layer Cake before, and I like it a lot. I just don't think Sienna Miller's character adds to any. I think it's just buffer
You know what's
to
so
show that
funny? You
he's.
should say that. I was thinking. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Thanks for letting me talk.
I'm sorry. I thought you were.
Strike two.
I know.
Oh, I'm glad someone's still
How
keeping count.
strict it was
I think
over here.
does
Run
a
tight shift over here. Tight
Minus
shift.
2.
does a character like Sienna Miller really add, or are they just trying to show that he's like human?
Well, I mean, there's that aspect. Tara, what's your input on this?
Well, no, because I wanted to. I actually did a
Oh,
little
hold
bit
on.
Wow. No, I actually wanted to, you guys treat your guests really well over here.
You still work with us.
This is true.
Seriously, though, all right. Do you feel like Sienna Miller?
Thing is, I have mixed feelings about her. I know that guys seem to think she's very hot. I happen to not think she's all that attractive, and I think she's a good-looking girl, obviously. But when she's dancing that nightclub, she kind of looks like Jagger, and not in like a cute moves like Jagger kind of way, just like legit, like coked out, skinny Jagger. Like
Okay, so you're jealous. Continue.
No, it's not that. I think she's hot. Like in that scene with the lingerie, she's fucking knockout awesome. The only saving grace scene for me was when she had that face mask on and she was like faking putting the phone on her fanny, quote unquote, and all that. Like that
Right.
was a sense of humor. It was a glimmer of complexity.
But that was
and,
it.
But you know what? She actually had a lot of scenes cut out.
Okay.
And you can see those scenes online, and it's a lot of scenes with Ben Whishaw, who plays the skinny little runt who's like in love with her, or what have
Right.
you.
Sydney.
So you know when you think about it, like she's clearly there to be like a prize. You know, he's going to eventually get around to the point where he can maybe get with
Okay,
her.
I would argue this, but the initial question was whether she contributes to the plot or not, and I think she does. Necessarily,
does. His humanity, maybe.
Her character doesn't really. It's not someone we really connect with too much, but she contributes to the plot a lot. I mean, the fact that he goes over there is the reason they're able to like even kidnap him in the first place. The first time we see him off his guard, it's
Well,
more
in
it's
terms
more
of-
to like represent his character. He's kind of weak. He's a slave to the pussy. You know what
Well,
I
no,
mean?
like I feel like in terms of plot points, like yeah, she's in the plot, but I feel like she probably represents more like because you won't see him, you can't see a romantic side of him otherwise.
Yeah, but I would say in the virtue of it, the fact that she represents something, that means she contributes something. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not like she's this flat character. It's like, and we threw Sienna Miller in the movie, and she's
Yeah,
like,
'cause
it's
she's hot.
not like a Megan Fox and Transformers situation.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
You know
the
what I
thing.
mean?
You could have written that kidnapping scene like 100 different ways, though. Like
That's
you could have
absolutely true.
said it-
But at the end, though, it's the other reason he's caught off guard at the very end. That's why he gets
true.
Yeah,
shot and he
she's
dies on
there,
the doorsteps.
yeah.
You know,
Well-
it's the one because he tied up every loose end. The one thing he didn't account for was like, oh, of course I'm going to get this hot chick and steal it from this runty dude.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
You know
my
what I mean? I'm
question.
Daniel Craig. But
That's my question. Does Sydney shoot Quadruple X because of Tammy or because he killed the Duke?
Yeah.
Or
I think
because of the
probably
Duke thing?
both. I think because the way he apologized is so like.
I'm so sorry.
but also he's so disconnected from the actual crime game
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I don't think he would be that upset about the whole Duke
Well, I don't
thing.
even know.
Or
Would
if
he
would even
wouldn't really know.
Yeah,
Maybe he would.
It was
Maybe
behind
he
closed
wouldn't.
doors, kind of. Well, how would he know though? I mean,
Well,
he could
he
assume.
he's in the kind of arena where
Yeah,
you
but
know,
then
he
we
might hear
we
it.
wouldn't have that one scene with him earlier where he's trying to call Sienna Miller and he's like, "Fuck off
Yeah,
through the
it's
phone."
true.
We wouldn't have that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There
I
was
think
more
that's the whole
to
point.
that.
It's
It
the
was
one
kind of-
thing he didn't, account for.
Yeah.
In a guy who
He's kind of-
is
yeah.
presented to us as the guy who
Insecure.
can handle anything.
Yeah,
you know what I
insecure,
mean?
schizophrenic. Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
runt.
I mean, that's another one of the complaints I have. Like I said, it's a great movie, but it's like I hate that because you said he dies on the doorsteps. He doesn't die. He's there like
Dying.
To a great soundtrack.
Love that song.
Right.
I love that song.
But he's dying. Like I hate that kind of like, oh, we're gonna let the audience fill
Well,
in the gap.
I
it
don't
kind
know.
of
I feel
faded
like-
to white a little bit. Though,
Yeah.
So that kind of.
Oh, come on, don't pull that.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
So
pull that with me.
you're kind of ambiguous about the point whether
Well, it's like you know what it is. It's like Inception or
the top scene.
I don't know. You know, I don't feel.
I don't
Yes,
like
Tom Hardy was in
like-
both, yes.
like show him dying. you
I don't
know?
feel the same. I don't feel the same kind of unease at the end of this as I did at the end of Inception in that way. Because like whether or not he really truly dies, it's kind of over.
And also Inception, the whole point of the movie is like, what's real?
Yeah,
Do we know what's
exactly.
real? Like, this is like a crime thing, and he kind of got to this weird comeuppance at the
Yeah.
end.
But
and he
is-
just gets shot.
All
Yeah.
right, so now I have a question to you guys: is that lazy filmmaking to let the audience fill in the gaps at the end?
I think you have to respect your audience and assume that they can probably follow along and make their own decisions.
Right.
But is that lazy storytelling? Then?
No.
If you're
I don't think
letting-
it's a lazy story. I think the implication is that he is going to die.
Yeah, I think so,
I mean,
too.
and the whole point is that. Go ahead.
Not on a layer cake basis, just on an every movie
general.
that happens.
Well,
basis.
no, I mean, I get what you're saying. If there's an open-ended thing for the sake of being open-ended, which I don't think this is. I think this is just, it's like, and the one thing he didn't account for, he got blasted in the
Yeah.
stomach.
Yeah.
But, like, but when it's a movie that ends for the sake of being ambiguous for the sake of that, then I agree. That's lazy storytelling. It's like, well,
Okay.
you gotta
Like the
zig
end of The
or zag.
Yeah.
Sopranos.
But you can feel,
Right.
You know?
But that was, I kind of like that.
Well, but there's the thing, though. It's kind of going back to John's point. Is that lazy filmmaking?
Yeah.
If a film ends that way, it kind of is, unless that's the whole point.
It really
of the movie.
depends on the context
On a
of the
TV
film.
show that's constantly ongoing. That's the whole nature of a TV show. If it kind of ends, it's like and it
Not the series finale though.
I know what you mean. You
Yeah.
do
Like-
want some payoff. I'm not sure if anyone wants Sons of Anarchy. The second season, I was so infuriated just because of how it ended. But it was very similar to that. It's like, well, you got to pick something. You know what I mean? Why did I watch 13 fucking episodes?
At the same time, though, that's the second season of a show. Like this was a series finale. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, it's like how many of us watch Breaking Bad in here?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah, I think
God bless
most of us.
You guys watch Breaking Bad?
It's an amazing show.
Everyone nodding in agreement except
A little
Pete.
bit.
Yeah, except you.
I
haven't watched it yet.
No, I saw the first episode. I was
Oh
like,
my
"This is
God.
good," and then, like, for some reason, I was like,
You know-
"Never watch that again." So.
I want to talk about
It's
it.
amazing.
So, would you mind if you're spoiled?
I wouldn't mind, but we're actually kind of wrapping up here. But however, Drew recommended on our first go around,
Just quick interjection. Drew,
Sure, go for it.
You've seen the first, and for anybody who hasn't seen
and
it,
I feel
spoiler.
like everyone watches it.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Drew, you know the first scene of episode 1 of season 5 when he goes to the diner and he pays her the waitress.
Oh,
like
right,
100.
right, it's the flash
Then he
forward.
goes
Yeah.
to his trunk. And
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
has the weapon hand on.
right. The assault rifle.
It's like
whatever
if Breaking Bad ended with him in a standoff and it just cut out. It's like
Right.
It's like
I would.
that
I
would be
guess-
would that
I
would that
get- all right,
universally
okay.
be the most disappointing
I
ending?
get it. I get it.
Yeah.
That would be
Versus the
my
guy,
answer.
but we can agree, Layer Cake did not quite end that way. But
No,
you were
no.
kind of
It
using
didn't
this as
feel
a jumping
lazy.
off point to address
No, no,
movie.
I'm-
It didn't feel lazy, Layer Cake.
I'm just saying, like in an overall general
Yeah,
tone. I'm
yeah.
not saying Layer Cake specifically because I could see how it ends that way, but I'm just talking general tonality. Like if it just ends with like a spinning tub.
Oh, right.
or like
and it's
fading
nice
to
to
black.
like Daniel Craig.
For the
thought-
record, if Breaking Bad ends with he's about to go in a fucking gunfight and it just cuts out
Yeah.
right before the gunfight,
Right.
I'm gonna be really pissed.
I
I
would
think
cry.
everyone's going to be
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
Right,
I'm
it's
gonna
a
be
surprise
really pissed.
ending. He's caught off guard as a character. We're caught off guard as an audience, and I think that's the whole point. It's like because the whole
'Cause you
movie,
get invested.
Well, the satisfaction we get, it's just kind of like, well, this guy has like an ace up his sleeve for everything. Even when we see him like knee deep in
Yeah,
shit,
that's
and we're
true.
not sure if we're
Yeah.
going to
Comes
get out
out
of
on
it.
top.
He kind of seems to always, he's very suave too. Does it with slickness.
I like the ending though. I enjoyed the film.
Yeah, I
it's
think
great.
it served its purpose. We're going to take one last break here. Get your closing thoughts. This is Midnight Radio Show. Stick around. Thanks, we're out.
You're listening to the Midnight Radio Show. 3 guys, a booth, and some candy. We're not creepy.
Hello and welcome back to Midnight Radio Show. We've had a fun little evening.
Hey,
guys.
sluts.
What's final feelings on Layer Cake? Recommend? Don't recommend?
I mean, layer cakes.
Is great.
Later Crakes.
Oryx and Crake.
Layer Cake is a great movie that if you like crime movies and you kind of like heist, it's kind of a really smart heist.
Yeah,
movie.
it is a still a crime movie, but you get that kind of payoff at the end too, so where it's almost like a psychological sort of thing, even though it's not a psychological thriller or anything like that. But you know what I mean when you see everything kind of the pieces fit together.
I'd give it 8 out of 10 thumbs.
Cool. Johnny's got a lot of thumbs. That's because he's Australian. Tara, what would you say?
Eat 'em up, ladies.
I definitely recommend. It's awesome. It'll tide you over for the next Bond film for sure. It's clever. It's great. And actually, that's how Daniel Craig got Bond, was through Layer Cake. So it's kind of cool to see. Yeah,
There was
where
that
he
one
goes-
scene where he had that
Yeah, that gun, and he's
Bond-esque
going around the
revolver.
corner.
Yes,
Yeah, you
when
can
he's-
tell that they saw
he's
that and
never
were
had a
really
gun.
kind of into it.
'Cause
And yeah, it's great. It's fun for the whole family, I'd say.
Cool. Yeah, once again, we kind of give this an abbreviated sort of review, but it's good to look at it. The fact that it stirs up this much within us. Drew, your final thoughts? Once you got past the accents.
Once
Sorry.
I got past
Sorry.
the accents, I'm British shit. No, I enjoyed it. I would tell people to watch it. Definitely, I think it's a fantastic film.
How many thumbs?
I give it 7.5, 8 out of 10
a lot of
thumbs.
thumbs.
Yeah, that's a good
thumbs.
And I fucking hated it. Let's never watch this movie again, you guys. They're a great movie. Check it out. Really? So, this is the point in every Midnight Radio Show where we go around and we recommend what we think y'all should watch, check out, and we'll pick one of them. Feel free to comment if there's one that jumps out at you that we should definitely jump into next week. Australia Johnny, what do you recommend?
I don't want to do this in an Australian accent.
No, you don't have to do the accent. It's just the name.
No,
You're the
please
one who
don't.
took it to the full
No,
gear.
please don't. You hate British people, apparently.
Not all of them.
I'd say, you know what? I've been on a big Batman stint. I bought all 4 seasons of Batman the Animated Series on Netflix, so I'd say Batman Year One.
Okay.
If you watch that prior to watching Batman the Animated Series, it gives you some kind of context, even though they're completely 2 different things and from 2 different, series. Batman Year One is a great Batman movie because while I would say it's not heavy on Batman, it's still like a good hey, this is my first year as Batman. What would it be like?
Rookie season.
Yeah, but that's what it's like. It's
I
like
love that that's his pitch.
It's-
Hey, this is my first year as Batman, okay? Give me a break.
It's almost like a stoner. It's
not gonna be good.
Batman's first year
in
one, man. And
year
it's like
one of
it's
Bat-
year one of him being Batman.
all right.
So he's not like great, he's okay.
It didn't slay John because Drew didn't make the joke, but
Sorry. That's true.
You guys.
Guys,
sorry, we're
leave
being hard,
John
John.
alone.
I know.
Batman,
Now it's getting hard.
Batman Year One. Your
Yeah.
recommendation?
Batman Year One because it shows his strife as a character too, and trying to come to terms with what
That
he's
sounds like a good
what
point.
he's become.
And this is animated, correct?
Yeah, it's an animated short. I believe it's based on the Frank Miller comic. So if you
Oh,
like
yeah, I
Frank
was
Miller,
going to say,
Righteous.
that's a nicely
Read it, yeah.
animated.
Tara, what would you recommend our fine listeners?
First of all, I've
Check
decided I'm Toronto Tara.
Can't change it at the end of the
You
show.
are.
I
Oh,
just
you can't-
did.
I didn't know that.
just
That's strike
did.
3. That's strike 3.
Oh,
That's
I
official.
can't do. Oh my god! But okay,
See,
do
strike
I still
three
get
is
to
a
say?
term from
Do I still get
baseball.
to say my recommendation?
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
I only know
Absolutely.
hockey terms, by the way, so keep it in that.
Right on.
Hosier. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you guys have heard of the movie Hard Candy.
yes, with
But
Ellen
not
Page.
yes, that one.
Yes.
I feel like it's not many people have heard about it. I feel like it's a really great film. It's very dark and thrilling and disturbing and disgusting, and it's really great. Ellen
It's about
Page,
prostitution, right?
and it's about a pedophile.
Yeah.
Pedophile. Okay.
She's I mean, you kind of find out in the first 10 minutes, I guess, but no, you don't want me to say it.
Well, she's kind of like
She's kind of a vigilante.
she's kind of like
all right. Sounds cool.
It's really cool, and it's supremely well acted, and the ending is shocking and fun, and
Yeah.
it's just really
Even
great.
though it
It's
has-
gratifying. You don't know who to sympathize for.
It's well acted, even though it
Yeah.
has Ellen Page in it. That's like weird.
Yeah, it's before she did like Juno and all that stuff. When
she
she
was
was before
annoying.
she was
Oh my God.
tainted by
So,
American
even
celebrity.
after she had some experience, she was like,
yeah.
It got
If
worse.
she was rawer, she was in Canada. Like that helps. So
I mean, I thought
Strike 4.
it's a great, it's a great movie. Honestly, even if
Cool.
you hate me as a Canadian,
No, I've heard good things. That
Yeah,
sounds like a good one.
check it
One to
out.
definitely check out.
it's
if
creepy.
you love Ellen Page, Whip It too. Whip It was pretty good.
I've never
Well,
seen
I
it.
don't,
I don't
so
like
I
Drew
won't
Barrymore that much in general. She directed that, right? Or she produced
directed it and she was in it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it
too
was
much.
pretty
That's
good.
too
It was-
much Drew.
Yeah, no, but it was.
Know what I'm saying?
It was pretty good.
She never struck me as a Devo fan with that title. Drew, what would you recommend?
I'm going off the Netflix thing. I tell people to watch. It's actually a doc. It's called American Primetime.
Cool.
It's a doc about television in America and like the first
Oh,
episode,
yeah.
like men's roles in television throughout the years and women's roles.
Wait, is
and
John
stuff
Hamm
like
is in that, right?
John
I
Hamm-
will
every-
watch it
everybody's in
solely
that,
for
yeah.
him.
It's actually a really, really great documentary.
Good
Check it
looking
out.
man.
Cool.
What about you?
PD Pablo.
You're.
I was Papua New Guinea, Pete.
Papua New Guinea.
Going
Paris-
obscure.
Paris Pete.
But I won't with this recommendation. We've been talking a lot about Christopher Nolan. He even came up tonight. Something kind of similar to Layer Cake. Kind of has that full circle sort of reveal at the end. I'm gonna go. I think it's one of his stronger movies. I think you should watch The Prestige.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna go. I know where you think I was going. No, but you were thinking older, thinking Memento. Right?
Yeah,
That's
it's
a good one,
shame
too.
The Prestige sucks cock.
Oh, interesting.
I actually don't like The Prestige that much. Either.
See, I really.
It's okay.
I
never seen it.
actually really enjoyed that film. I thought it
I
was
can
really
see-
well
I think
made.
it's good. I think it's moody, but I don't think it really delivers.
Delivers in what sense?
I don't know. Like at the end, I guess I was expecting a lot of catharsis, and none of that really occurred. Like it wasn't really. It
Oh
didn't-
no! See, I
it kinda
addressed it
punched
for what it was.
limply.
It was a silly wizard battle romp.
Yeah, but the thing is,
without
like,
a lot of
they don't.
twists and
They
turns
didn't.
that
del-
gets a payoff. At
but
the
they
end.
don't advertise it as such. It was supposed to
Cool.
be this dark, like.
Well, maybe
brooding.
everyone will watch it and we'll talk more about it next
Sorry,
week.
yeah.
Once again, it might.
It's my first time.
What movie review are we doing next week?
How about we let the viewers decide? If anyone listens, has some input, what do you want to hear us review? And also, let us know what PSAs you'd like to see done live, not live on film,
Live and
or
then
done live.
delivered.
Tell us which ones you want done live, and then we will film them
And send them
post
to you,
You
not
know
so
who
it won't be
live.
live.
Dead.
Arthur and Jeff. Those two people who are just posting on the podcast.
Yeah,
They're
friends of the show,
great,
Arthur and
great
Jeff.
job, guys. It's
Definitely
like the
friends
two
of the show.
guys.
Number
Really?
one fans.
Oh.
You know what? Keep posting. Maybe we'll have you on one day.
Yeah.
Who knows? Any parting thoughts for everyone?
I'm not as sad as I sound, and I don't guffaw as much.
Well,
he's a liar.
and
Yeah.
it's because of Drew's healing power of
Yeah,
laughter.
of humor.
That only works on John
Yeah,
exclusively.
exactly.
Well, listen, come on. This is all fun and games, and we're all going to go have a drink after this.
Yeah, let's
I'm
do
not.
it.
I'm
And I
not.
hope you
and
all.
thanks,
you're a
yeah,
bitch.
thanks so much for having me on, you guys.
Hope
It was
everyone
really
had
fun.
a great
You're
weekend.
not welcome back. You have.
I
like
figured,
5
yeah,
strikes
I have
now.
5 strikes. I got to earn my right back. But thank you, I appreciate
you're a
it.
woman,
Yes,
so
this is
it's
true.
like
My
six.
vagina just stopped me from thinking.
I'm counting 8 strikes on John's 8 thumbs. This has been the Midnight Radio Show. Good night, everyone.
Good night. I like women's rights. Bye, everybody.
This is why you're not getting laid.
I'm out.